Before we get started here, I want to remind everyone to please hit that like button and share this video on whatever social media you have. Since this is a restricted channel, you're the only chance we have to overcome YouTube's anti-2A bias and discrimination. Damn it. I am a grown-ass man. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the America Guns and Freedom Podcast with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. As always, this is just a conversation between myself and my viewers where you can ask me whatever question you want, suggest whatever topic you want, and I'll do my best to address it. It doesn't have to be gun related. Now, if you ask me something technical I can't answer or about an item I don't have experience with, pay attention to the live chat because someone in there will have experience or will know the answer and they will be glad to let you know it. So feel free to do so. As always, I like to start the chat by reading the names of people who have bought merchandise over the last 24 hours. And right now we got people buying merchandise to help support pets or toy guns for tots, which I'll talk about here in a minute. But first, let's read the names of the two people that have ordered merchandise in the last 24 hours. And it is Gregory Silva. He got some ornaments. He got a couple of the regular ornaments and a couple of the donation ornaments. And Derek Thompson also got, what else did he get? He got one of the donation ornaments. So thanks to Derek Thompson and Gregory Silva today for their purchases to benefit Toy Guns for Tots. Both of them's purchases were to benefit Toy Guns for Tots. If you want to help, I keep getting emails. If you want to help out, you want to be someone who helps Toy Guns for Tots, there's a couple things you can do. One, you can go to my website, which you can see right here. You can go over there, and the first thing you'll see on the page is Toy Guns for Tots 2025. You click that little button right there. You can donate directly. For every $20 you donate, you'll get an entry into the drawings we're doing. Haven't really worked out what we're giving away yet, but I guarantee you it'll be something well worth it. So feel free to go over there and donate, or you can go right down below it, go to my merchandise store here, Yankee Swag Bag Bonanza, and the first section there is all Toy Guns for Tots merch. It's a little more expensive than the other stuff, but that's because it also makes a donation to Toy Guns for Tots. You basically get an entry into the drawings for $17 over here, and then you get the item at cost. So you're really saving. How can you not do it that way? So go over, get yourself some merch from the store, or just donate directly. I like when you get the merch because it kind of advertises the product, the program out in public. And that one there, for some reason, it shows 2024 till you hover over it, and then it does show 2025. I still got to make a truck magnet for just the logo, and I want to make a mug that's also a donation thing, like how this ornament, how it says on the back, a donation has been made on your behalf to Toy Guns for Tots 2025. I want to make a mug like that too. But you can do either of those things, like I said, help support Toy Guns for Tots, or you can just go over to my website and buy regular merchandise or become a Patreon member or a Subscribe Star member and support the channel. You can do other things while you're over there too, like nominate someone for Handguns for Heroes, etc. So with that being said, let's get on to wait a second here. I got to show something. Both Micah D, Richard Wilson, and Welper all. Yeah, see, I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew mine came with a Star Trek thing on it. My grandma picked it up at a yard sale, I think. It was still unopened. Let me show the picture. How can I show the picture? There we go. Let me quit this picture. And then let me show, because we were talking toy guns at the beginning of in the other segment. And I thought my little Rayline gun came with Star Trek pictures on it. And it did right there. That's exactly what it was. See, I remember the pic. I thought mine was blue. Do they make one in blue? Because I would have sworn mine was blue. I wonder if there's one that's blue. Everyone I'm seeing is like that goldish green color, I thought. Maybe I just remembered it being blue because the picture on the box is blue. But I would have sworn mine was blue. but it's like I said, I knew it had the Star Trek pictures on the side here. So it said Star Trek on it. I don't think they all did that. No, usually it just said jet disc, tracer gun. And there is a blue one. Yes, okay, there is a blue one. So mine was blue and it came in the Star Trek packaging. All right, with that being settled, let's get back over here and get to the questions. I'm woefully unprepared here. Hold on. Let's see. Nothing else new there. All right, let's get to the super chats over here. See if there's anything coming in. We got Tim Fat Salami. He just donated to Toy Guns for Tots. Got himself a couple of entries into the Toy Guns for Tot drawing. Then we got Gerald Pompa did his normal monthly donation. Darren Goyette donated to Toy Guns for Tots. Andrew Pettix also donated to Toy Guns for Tots. I can't tell if it's a Toy Guns for Tots donation or a question until I open it up. So, Herbert Skeens also donated to Toy Guns for Tots. Got himself a few entries. So did Edward Cortez. Edward Cortez did a nice donation. Toy Guns for Tots. Oh, don't tell me these are all going to be Toy Guns for Tots and we ain't going to have no questions tonight. Oh, well, at least we did good for Toy Guns for Tots. Another Toy Guns for Tots donation from Richard Hardy. Richard Hardy. And then we got Johnny Mandrick chiming in. Let's hope this is a question. That's a question. It says, Thanksgiving is coming. What is the best way to make turkey? The easiest way to make a turkey is get one of them little Reynolds bags. You know, you just prepare your turkey. You stick your bag in your big metal pan, and then you stick your turkey in there, and you seal it up, and you poke a few little holes in top. You put it in the oven, and you cook it till it's done. You don't have to baste it. You don't have to do anything. My grandmother used to always cook it in a bag too. She cooked it in a big, just a bag she had that she would get and put it in a big paper bag, like it was a bag for like yard debris or something. That she would get or feed or something, and she would put them in those and cook them, and you didn't have to baste them or nothing. They turned out perfect every time. That's the best way to cook a turkey, the easiest way to cook a turkey. Now, if you're wanting like, I want a crispier skin and blah, blah, well, then deep fry it. Deep frying, it's easy. It's fast too. It's faster than cooking it normally. Of course, bag cooking, it's fast too, because you don't got to cook it so slow at such a low temperature and baste it all the time, so you can cook it faster. But frying it's the fastest way, and if you want like a crispy skin, that's the best way to get that. I'm never a big fan. I never worry about whether the skin's all crispy or not, because the only time I eat it with the skin on it is the leg, and it's dark meat, tastes fine. Everything else is, you cut it off the bone before you serve it, so never really concerned about the skin all that much. But that was Johnny Mandrick. And then Jay Lugo chimed in and said, saw an article on my feed about a guy who was hiking and was mauled and used a 38 as a defensive weapon. I don't have experience with, it's a bear. It seems a bit underpowered. Well, yeah, but still nobody wants to get shot with that. Not even a bear. It still hurts. If a bear was coming at you and you shot them with the 38, they're generally going to run away. They don't like pain. As soon as they realize, ow, this thing hurts me, they run away. It's not like in the movies where they're more determined than ever to get you. I never understood that in movies. They assign animals things like spite and revenge, and animals don't have that. If animal goes, look, that pink soft thing looks good. Ow. Nope, don't eat those. That's all as far as they take it, as far as thinking goes. So, yeah, I never understood that. But 38, if you go to Alaska, there's a bear museum up there. I think it's in Wrangell. And they keep a national registry of all the civilian killings of bears. People that were attacked or had to defend themselves, supposedly. And the caliber, they keep also a track of the caliber that was used to stop them. and the vast majority were 45 ACP. So they're not invulnerable. Let's just say that. That was Jay Lugo. Now we got Christian Carlson. Christian Carlson, who just donated to the Toy Guns for Tots. Got an entry. And we got Edward Howard weighing in here. And he said, can we get an exterminate communism shirt in the mold of the superior armed beings shirt? Still sort of want one. I will buy next payday. Well, no, I don't think I'm going to, because nobody bought the first one. I don't think anybody wants a Dalek shirt. I mean, now that I got him drawn, I guess it wouldn't be that hard to do it, but I might do it because it'd be easy. I would probably put it back to his normal weapons and stuff, though, instead of giving him the Glock I'd just give him a normal blaster and suction cup, because, the exterminate communism is enough of a play on stuff, but we'll see. Or should I leave it with the AR and the Glock? What do y'all think? What should I do? Okay, next we got Emmanuel Fernandez, who said, what's the difference between Beretta 92's locking block and a blowback design pistol? Quite a bit, actually. In blowback pistols, it's everything that is not moving is part of the frame, including the barrel. The barrel doesn't move independently. In the 92, the barrel moves independently, and it uses a locking block so I'm not understanding where you're making the comparison, actually. So I think the harder question would be, how are they similar? Well, that wouldn't be that hard either. But yeah, I don't think it's not hard to tell the difference. Then we got Derek Thompson, also made a nice donation here and said, Toy Guns for Tots 2025. He didn't say anything. He just donated through the website to the Toy Guns for Tots program. I blanked there for a second. I think I'm blacked out. I think I'm having a stroke. But that's it today for the donations to Toy Guns for Tots, and apparently the super chats too. Mostly donations to Toy Guns for Tots, but that's fine. I know the other programs suffer during the month of November. It's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Some things, they never change. Let's see. Where are we? Let's get over to the emails. Did we have anything over here? I think I got everything over here. Yeah. That was all stuff for the first part of the chat. So let's get to the emails. Ouch. My eye is itching. Not my nose. That's my eye. That's my nose. See, I still know those things. I haven't gone senile. A nominal snowman says, I think you may be right in the interim about the gun bubble. I've been watching Gunbroker for a bunch of hard to find shit since I'm resident of Idaho again. Damn border crossers. Lots of high-end shit going for good prices right now. Going to knock out the last 30 guns I'm looking to get in a few months. Going to be in the poorhouse. Well, don't do it all at once. Take your time. It makes it more fun. Not counting silencers, I'll be at nearly 150 guns. It's not an addiction, I swear. Well, it's definitely an addiction, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's okay. This I got sent from Teddy Two Guns. Let's see. Let me share this one. This came with a picture. Boom. It says Glock 20 Gen 5 6-inch KKM target barrel. You can't see the barrel. You barely see a little bit right there sticking out because he's got his light on. Is that a laser? You can't really see it. What the fuck is that thing? Is that a phone? What is that? Is he like 100? Come on, close. God damn. These emails don't want to close. Share screen, Winder, email. Leonidas 1236, which he still hasn't changed the order of that up there. And I know there's not another 1,235 Leonidases. So I have a feeling you know my new edition. I've seen one of those, yes. Not that one. I had a 360 PD, but those are very nice. Those are very light, very easy to use. That one you can shoot from your pocket if you wanted to. So very nice guns. They feel like a toy. Speaking of toy guns like we were earlier, that definitely feels like a toy. Audit 2 says, took my new Kimber CDS 9 to the range. Seriously disappointed. Well, that's not good. Wouldn't feed the last round and sometimes would lock the slide back while not chambering the last round. Well, that's a magazine issue. You got an issue with your magazine and your follower. So I would get new magazines. I don't like the magazines that come with most guns anyway. I always get aftermarket. I don't know if you can get aftermarket for that one. I assume you can. Or I'd contact them and be like, hey, your magazines ain't working. And send them back to them. It sticks right way. It sticks right halfway chambered. Don't matter how many are loaded. So yeah, on the last round, if it's doing that, that's a magazine issue. So get yourself some new magazines. And most issues people have, it'll be the magazine with new guns. I think a lot of manufacturers think you're going to buy new mags anyway, so they don't even bother to try to make good ones. Yeah. And let me see, are there any other orders? I mean, not orders, emails over here that I didn't get to? Did you ever watch Moral Oral? No, I never watched Moral Oral. Super cap gun. Yeah, these are the kind I liked right here. This is not the exact model of what I usually had, but and those brightly colored ones, that's a later thing. When I was a kid, they just looked like guns. They didn't even have the orange tip on them when I was a kid. They just looked like a little Beretta, or not a little Beretta, a little Colt. So yeah, those were the best. The ones with the little red caps. This one's a 10 shot, or looks, what is it? An 8 shot. But yeah, those were awesome. Just absolutely awesome when you're a kid. I remember when I was a kid, they started, when I was older, they started doing this. And I was like, who wants that on their gun? But now as a parent, I wouldn't let my kids have any that didn't have it. So, and that's not being a hypocrite. I didn't care if I took a risk. I didn't want my kids taking a risk. That's not hypocritical. It's like the Beastie Boys song. Remember that Beastie Boys song where they're like, where their dad tells them not to smoke. They got in trouble for smoking, and they say that hypocrite smoked 2 packs a day. Well, that's not hypocritical. Telling your kids, I don't want you to make the same mistakes I made, or take the same risks, or do the same bad things I did. That's not hypocritical. So the Beastie Boys don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And maybe he shouldn't smoke. Didn't want them to die of cancer or something. So maybe they should have listened to their father. Stupid assholes. Where am I at? I think that's all the emails. I think I got them all. Someone said I didn't answer their super chat from yesterday, but I'm pretty sure I did, because we took a break during No FUD Zone yesterday when I answered all the super chats. Let me go here and see. Here it is. Did I address this? Yeah, about his mom saying he had a sick sense of humor. I think I did it in the time when we weren't actually filming, but we did it. Says my mom accidentally overheard me saying Bubba should get to Phil Grayson's booty hole, and she said that I have a sick sense of humor. I read that yesterday. Or at least I read it to myself. I thought I read it out loud. So sometimes when I'm sitting here not saying anything, you think I'm just forgetting I'm doing a chat. Sometimes I think I'm reading out loud, and I'm not. I'm just reading it myself. Let me get over here and see what we got coming in via emails. Weight loss at your age means probably AIDS. No, I don't got AIDS. There's lots of other things that cause you weight loss at my age. Neurological issue, brain tumor, cancer, which a lot of times they mistake some of the early symptoms of some of the neurological and brain-related issues as cancer. But no, it doesn't mean AIDS. RFK says HIV doesn't cause AIDS. So you ever had HIV in the case? No, I've never had HIV, and HIV does indeed cause AIDS. RFK Jr. is a moron. He also thinks the 1912 flu epidemic was caused by a vaccine that wasn't even invented till the 30s and wasn't available till the 50s. So tell me he's not just a little stupid. They count on people they're talking to being just as dumb as they are, though. It's like when Trump says things like, well, Biden put this many FBI or CIA agents in the crowd at January 6th. Biden wasn't president. You were president. So if anybody had done it, it would have been you and your appointees. But they count on people not being smart enough. It's just like the people that think, there's people that think Obama was president 9/11. You know, some people think it was Clinton, but there's even some people think it was Obama. And I'm like, no, it was George Bush. It's like, you people are retarded. Or when they talk about, there's people already on gun forums. If you sit around, you'll hear them talking about how Biden took away the bump stocks and stuff. It's like, that was Trump, you moron. They got to rewrite history to suit their desires. What were we talking about before I went off on a little tangent there? Let's see. Derek Thompson was the last donation to Toy Guns for Tots. I already read that. I got the email, so let's get back over here. The new South Park episode brought up a very important plot hole in the Trump drama. Where the fuck did Melania vanish to? Oh, I don't care. I never understood why first ladies get so much attention anyway. Like, ooh, you married someone powerful. And especially not in Melania's case. I mean, you're a softcore porn star and prostitute who married a wealthy older man for citizenship and money. Why should I think you're a good person? You sound like a horrible person to me. Not that I've got a problem with prostitution or marrying for money, actually. But the marrying for money, I got more of a problem with than I do prostitution. Prostitution is a legitimate transaction. Marrying someone for money and power, that's kind of sleazy in my mind. It says a little bit about you. Did you hear about the husband that wanted to get his Trump-loving wife a nice watch, ordered a Trump watch, it came and said rump watch on the face? Well, that ain't good. That ain't good at all. You missed my email about optics-ready semi-autos. Where is it? I don't see it. Oh, there it is, right there. It was stuck in the pictures of the toy guns. Do you own any semi-autos that aren't optics ready, and would you ever consider carrying them, since we know you love your red dot sights? Well, the vast majority of my semi-autos are not optics ready. Yeah, I mean, the ones that are optics ready are by far the minority. That one's not. I'm going to go through and say yes and no. No, yes, no, 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 yes, yes, no, no, yes, no, 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 no. Then let's go to the other wall of semi-autos. No, no, yes, yes, no, 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 no. No, wait, yes, yes, no, 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 yes, no, 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 yes, yes, no, 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 yes, yes. So if you notice, there was a whole lot more no's than yeses. And would I consider carrying them? Well, yeah, of course. Would I rather carry one with an optic? Yes, that's why I'm going to carry the Shadow 2 carry, because it's cut for an optic. And it's a good size. I mean, I could have carried one of my other guns, but then I wouldn't have a chance to try a new gun. So yes, the answer is the vast majority of my guns are not cut for an optic. I would consider carrying them, but I do prefer having the option now as an older-eyed person. And my vision ain't gonna get no better. I can tell you that right now. Stores getting robbed out of business. That's just a statement out of nowhere with no backing evidence and no context whatsoever. Those disc guns would also shoot pennies. Well, that would hurt. Who has that many pennies laying around? Didn't throw my money away when I was a kid and kept that shit. But I remember we bought a couch from a thrift store, and it was definitely a couch from like the 60s, but it had the plastic on it. It was one of the ones where they got it and they put all the plastic covers on it. It's right from the late 60s. We got it. The thing was in mint condition. We took the plastic off and the thing was like brand new. I mean, just the newest old couch I'd ever had, to where a point was like, I don't know if this is old. Except for it was stamped on the frame that it was old. It was made in like the late 60s. But it was a hide-a-bed, and it was incredibly heavy. I mean, we bought it at a thrift store right up the street from where we lived, and we carried it home, and we had to stop like every 20 feet and rest. It was just so heavy. But, and I had to bear most of the weight. So, what was my point here? Oh, yeah, it was a hide-a-bed. So the first time we pulled it open, the mattress still had the plastic on it, not the type you put on it, but the type it came on it. But when we opened it up, there were those little discs in there that were wedged in the back of some of the parts of the cushions and stuff. I was like, yeah, it's old. It's got these little discs in it. Those things were everywhere for years, everywhere in my house, especially. I remember you used to be able to, we had one of those furnaces where you walked over this big grate that was embedded into the floor in the center of the house. This was at my aunt's house. I remember for years you'd walk over and you could see some of those little discs down in there from where my cousins had them too. Let's see, where were we? Michigan starting firearms season sooner to mitigate snap cuts. What? Firearms season? What the fuck is firearms season? You would have been very young to know what cowboys smell like. What are we talking about, Yankee? Here, so expected. I'm talking about the cats and smelling gunpowder. You smell like you're a cowboy. You've been shooting your gun. Not you smell like a ranch hand. Most people don't know what cowboys are anyway. They mistake ranch hands for cowboys. Or the people from Texas, cattle ranchers, people that are cattle ranchers nowadays that just like to wear the hats and boots and shit that don't really herd any cattle. And I know what cowboys smell like. I've been in Oklahoma before. The Rayline Tracer gun was my favorite toy gun. It's the disc shooter. Yeah, I liked it. I had the one that had the Star Trek backing. I bet I probably should have left it on that. I wonder how much that's worth nowadays with the package. Well, they sent me pictures here. Let me see if there's any pricing on it. Would it have been worth it to keep it unopened? Let's see. Well, that doesn't have a price. I don't think that's for sale. Let me see. Where is there any of these for sale? Visit. Let's see if it's for sale. I don't think it is. None of this stuff's for sale. It's just fishing bullshit. It is fishing bullshit. Let's see. Yeah, it's not actually a for sale ad. Just pictures. I wonder how much they'd have been worth. Let me see if I can just find one for sale. Disc gun. Is it Trace Line? Is that what it is? Rayline. Let's see if we can find one for sale. Oh, that ain't worth. Well, no, that's a pack of the discs. How much is the gun? Ooh, it looks like you can get it on eBay for $400. So yeah, I'm not paying $400 for it. Oh, I had the toy tricorder. I see there's a toy tricorder. Oh, there's the rifle version. I wanted that rifle version of it bad, but never got it. But yeah, they got the tricorders and everything over there. I had a tricorder, and when you popped it up, it had the picture of the what's his name, the little big-headed alien on it. I'm forgetting his name right now. All right, let's get back to the questions. I'm just babbling. Fastest is to buy pre-cooked or go to a restaurant, no cooking or cleaning. Well, then it's not fun, though. You got to cook your own turkey. Profit use. What is the best 44 Magnum or special for self-defense? Probably the best one to carry for self-defense is the 329 PD. That thing's light and easy to carry. It's awesome. I love mine. I sometimes think about going back to carrying it, but it's awesome. If I had red and black grips for it, I think I'd carry it. I wonder if I got any anywhere I could engrave also. But yeah, that's a great gun for that. There's also the what do you call it? That 5-shot 44 Magnum, the 69. The 69 is also great. You get less shots, but it's smaller, easier to carry. It's going to be a little more abusive to shoot, but no more abusive than the 329 because that thing's so light. It's basically like shooting the bullet out of a pipe you're just holding in your hand. Everyone knows bears can't feel pain. They are ravenous, unstoppable death machine that will rip you in half the second they see you. Can't survive a bear attack in a tank. Yeah, bears are not really going to attack you, and if you do get a rogue bear that does, they definitely do feel pain. Russian River saw a bear takes it. Yeah. And I saw a meth addict take 30 rounds of 9mm before he fell too. So yeah, we all got, there's always stories like that, but it's not the norm or usually not verifiable. But 45 ACP is stopped by one layer of fleece or bounces off. Well, yeah, but bears don't usually wear fleece. So I don't understand your point. Where's the last time you saw a bear wearing a fleece jacket? See, they don't have puffy coats or any of that stuff. I don't even think they know what's the name of that company that makes that kind of shit. North Face. That's local here, I think. I should know that. Those Minneapolis cops actually said to George Floyd, if you can talk, then you can breathe, while he was dying handcuffed on the curb yelling, I can't breathe. That's not necessarily true. If you're yelling, you're probably breathing. That is true. But when you're gasping, I can't breathe, you may not be breathing. And you don't gotta. One thing seems like they forget, and they're taught this. Yeah, you're taught this in police academy, that depriving someone of oxygen may not make them die of suffocation, but it can trigger other things like heart attacks, etc. when their blood oxygen gets too low. So they can still be breathing and getting enough oxygen to live, but then something else in their body will be like, well, yes, that's it. I've been looking for an opportunity to end this. And they should have been taught that. They should know that. Where am I at? I lost my place. It kicked me to the bottom. What about the Taylors and Company 357 double action Italian made the PSA has on sale today? Would you go to the one or save up extra for a PX4 Storm? I would save the extra for the PX4 Storm 40. If you didn't have any other option, well, okay. But if you've got other guns, why get that one? Wait and get the better one. But if it's like, I don't own a gun and I'm probably never going to save the rest, well, then get the one you can get. But otherwise, if you got guns, wait to get the better gun. Sell something. Don't you got a kidney or anything you don't need? I can't do that because I only have one functioning kidney. Well, one functions at like 20% or something like that. And the other one's fully functioning. I heard Obama calls 9/11 because he was a cousin of Saddam Hussein, hence Barack Hussein. He still was not in office in that time. So it's like someone the other day, someone I saw, they were asking me about that. What's his name? Man Badani or whatever his name. I'm not trying to make fun of his name. I just don't know his name. That's running for, he's a Democratic socialist like Bernie Sanders. And they're like, I can't understand why someone's voting for a guy who had a hand in, have they forgotten about 9/11? And I'm like, well, I think he was like 9 years old during 9/11. So I don't think he was part of it. So I didn't understand the connection unless they're just saying because of where he immigrated from. I don't know if he's a Muslim or not. I would have a problem with that. I don't like Muslims. I don't like religious people. I don't like when someone uses the fact that I'm a Christian as a validation or what's the word I'm looking for? Something that makes a qualification for being a politician. Like, I don't give a fuck if you're a Christian. It don't make you better or worse to be a politician. In fact, usually it makes you worse. I agree with Thomas Jefferson when he said that priests make religious men make poor politicians. In fact, most of the founders didn't believe the church should have a role in government, period. So I don't get that. Don't get it. Let's see, where were we? But I don't like Muslims that much. I don't like their religion. I think it's violent. I think it is abusive. I think it treats women poorly. It treats gay people poorly. It's very abusive. Christianity's had more tempering over the years where they've taken down some of the bad stuff. Because if you read the Bible, you know that a lot of that shit ain't gonna fly. You know, you're not gonna stone people to death because they worked on Saturday or Sunday, whichever day you interpret it to being. You're not going to get to burn people's houses down because they wear the wrong type of clothes. You know, you don't get to do that stuff. You don't get to cut you don't get to sacrifice your children if they are disrespectful, that kind of shit. So it's been tempered. Too many Muslim people still believe the bullshit in their religion. At least with Christianity, we can say a lot of the people don't believe the bullshit. Hell, they don't even believe the major teachings of Christianity nowadays, or else you'd see all these Christians wanting open borders and wanting to give services to illegals and stuff if they actually believe the teachings of Jesus, but they don't. So that's the one good thing about Christianity is most people have evolved to the point where they don't believe the bad stuff or the good. Where were we at? Speaking of gold digging cunts, what's the odds on JD marrying Erica Kirk? It's like a fucking WWE arc. It's pathetic, is what it is. For one, why are people speculating about it? Why do you care? Why do you care about people's personal lives all that much? JD Kirk, though, he's a shady character the more I get to know about him. He's changed his name like 3 or 4 times. Like, why are you changing your name so much? He just seems like he's a political chameleon that does whatever will advance his quest of power and money. So in other words, he's a politician. It's normal for men to stop gaining weight at your age. What do you think fucking my age is? You act like I'm 85 years old. I ain't never going to see 85, but I ain't 85. Has anyone bought one of the Mars FRTs from Atlantic Firearms? I haven't. Let's see. What do they run? Let's see if I can find. Boom, boom. It's got to verify I'm a human and that I'm over the age of 20, over the age of 18. I can't have them here, of course, because I would never have one of those. Or a binary. I wouldn't have a binary either because they're illegal here. So I can't get one. But I didn't realize those things were so expensive. That's awful expensive. like $300 for a trigger, for a force reset trigger. I don't want to shoot that fast. I don't got any reason to shoot that fast. I just don't want to. I don't know why people are so infatuated with that. It's not, I think it's something everybody should be able to buy a full auto if they want to, but I don't want to do it. My gun would stay in semi-automatic mode. 3-round burst at most. It could be fun. Could be fun. I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with M16s or anything like that because, my MOS I never saw a rifle after basic training, actually, other than qualifications. So, didn't have a lot of experience with them, but we never shot them in full auto. Even in training, suppression fire, we trained with 3-round burst. So never ever experienced it really all that much. I mean, I've shot lots of guns in full auto. I'm just saying that as far as parts of training, we never really utilized the fully automatic function. That's why I get so upset on these shows, like zombie movies and stuff. It's like, you're picking off zombies. Why are you firing full auto? Put it on single fire, and because it's one precise shot for each zombie. You're wasting a limited resource ammo, and why do you want to shoot each zombie 10 times? Doesn't make any sense to me. Take it off full auto, you dumbass. Ain't there a song that goes like that? No. I don't know. I don't know the. Madeline Kahn said it better. No, yes. No, yes. Madeline Kahn did everything better. Well, I can't be as good as Madeline Kahn at anything. Don't be crazy. Are we out of time? We're out of time. Am I out of questions yet? I'm getting close. Let's see here. Ma'am Donnie said that he supported a global intifada. He tried to backtrack that statement. I don't know if he ever said that or not. People say lots of things. Then I guess we could look it up. Is there any source for that? Well, how do you say his name? Where was it? Is that Marn Donnie or Ma'am Donnie? Ma'am Donnie. Oops, that's not how you spell global. In fact, he never supported it at all. That he just didn't condemn it when someone asked him a question. He moved on to something else. But they say since then he has said he never uses that phrase and wouldn't say anyone else should use it. So no, he didn't call for one. Someone asked him a question at a press conference and he moved on to something else, I guess. And for those who don't know, that's an uprising against Israel. I'm okay with an uprising against Israel, their government and the state. I'm getting to the point where I don't think they should be their own state, at least not if they're going to have the corrupt government they have. Of course, should we be either right now? But we've learned from our evils in history. We don't tend to be as evil now. They just keep being as evil. I don't know why. It's like they were the victims of great evil. You think they'd know better, but instead of learning that we're not going to ever take advantage of people or do anything bad, they just like, well, it's our turn. I don't know why, but let's see here. Where were we? 82 1/2. I don't know what he's talking about there. Full auto is forbidden fruit. It's kind of overrated in rifle rounds. In 22 and SMGs, it's cool. Well, it might be fun in 22, maybe, but not in rounds when I'm actually paying decent money per round. Like if I'm shooting a quarter out the end of the barrel every time I pull the trigger, I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't see a really good reason to do it. But that looks like that's it for today. Let me make sure we got all the super chats and read all the donations. I think we did. Derek Thompson was the last one. And he still is. So thanks to everybody who donated there. I think we read all the orders tonight. I want to make sure we did so that I can send through the ones that are done. If I send them through without reading them, I don't remember them. Yes, we got all those read. Derek Thompson was the last one over there too. So he's been busy. But thanks everybody for coming tonight. I appreciate it. Both for shooting the shit and for America Guns and Freedom. Remember, go on over to TYMPpistolproject.com to help out with Toy Guns for Tots if you haven't already. Get yourself some entries into the drawing. Also, if you're a Patreon member, go over and vote in the poll about the giveaway item. So help me out over there. And feel free to suggest other stuff if you can think of it. I appreciate that as well. So, like I said, I appreciate everything y'all do. So thanks. And hopefully we'll make this one of the better Toy Guns for Tots. I think there's going to be more need this year than ever before with the economy the way it is. So do what you can, but don't do more than you can. You know what I mean? With that being said, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe till I see you again.